Hamilton. Dear Evan Hansen. Be more chill. Heathers. Long ago in 2016, the 4 Tumblr musical fandoms lived in harmony. Until Ben Platt attacked. Hey, what's up? How are we today? It's Mebby, and today we are diving into a dark part of my past. Tumblr musical fandoms. Ooh! Now, like I just said, this fandom that really was in like 2016 to 2018 really consisted of Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, Be More Chill, and Heathers. Over time, more modern musicals and some musicals from the past got added into that kind of fandom, but those were the core, the main 4. Now, these 4 musicals gained popularity around 2015, 2016, and dominated the website that was Tumblr, but they also took over websites like Wattpad and DeviantArt and even Musical.ly for a time, and especially YouTube. Every single kid who got introduced to theater during this time had one of these 4 in their audition songs or just listed as one of their favorite musicals. I went to auditions and I would see people come in Hamilton merch, and that was just the way of the world. I say a prayer each night for every casting director that had to listen to Waving Through a Window every single audition. Over time, people like to combine these musicals and create headcanons not only for the individual characters, but how the characters would interact with characters from other musicals, and it became a really big, confusing web, but I am going to attempt to explain some of that to you guys today. Starting off with just introducing you to what these musicals are, in my best attempt to speedrun this explanation. Now we're gonna start off with Hamilton because I've already done a whole video on the Hamilton fandom, and just as a basis for the rest of this video, basically a lot of what the rest of these fandoms do and did follow the exact same pattern of the Hamilton fandom, so I'm not going to explain that as in depth because it is like the exact same thing. Hamilton was kind of the big sibling of everything, and everything just came after it, and they all looked up to Hamilton and were like, we're gonna follow you, and Hamilton was like, type shit. But yeah, everything from the animatics, the fan culture, the way that the cast members interacted with the fans, all very, very similar. Hamilton is a rap musical written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which, speaking of Lin-Manuel Miranda, I met him the other night. Well, I didn't meet him personally. He spawned into where I was the other night. Craziest moment of my life. I did not know what was happening. I called my mom, I called my partner, I called my friends. I was like, you would not believe what just happened. They did not care. But to me, that was like Taylor Swift like spawning in like she does in Nashville sometimes. Like he just spawned in. What? Anyway, back to Hamilton. Hamilton was released in 2015, took like 10 years to write. It's about Alexander Hamilton, the founding father, who did a lot of good and then f***ed up his life. Facts. And he got shot and he died. The fandom loved him. The fandom loved every single cast member in this musical and genuinely thought that these cast members were the founding fathers. What you need to know about this fandom: cinematics, John Lawrence X Hamilton, and Thomas Jefferson Miku Binder. And that's all you need to know. Great fandom, great time in my life. Go look back at that video if you want. Now, moving on to Dear Evan Hansen. The musical is about a kid who breaks his arm and a guy who is going to die from his own causes, signs his cast, then continues to die from his own causes. Evan, the guy who got his arm signed by the kid named Connor, is extremely insecure and a pathological liar, which is great because he just spends the whole musical lying. He tells Connor's family that he was actually his friend because they assumed that because his cast was signed, and they're like, we didn't know Connor had any friends, and he's like, oh yeah, I was his friend, but this is an attempt to get closer to Connor's sister, who he wants to have some fun with. And then they forge emails, and this fake friendship that Evan has formed with him is suspiciously gay, and then eventually he gets to have fun with Zoe, Connor's sister, but then everyone finds out that he was lying the whole time. They're like, we treated you like a son. How dare you lie about our son who is dead? And he was like, oopsie, my bad. He's like, words fail, I'm sorry. And then a year goes by and they're like, we still don't forgive you. And he's like, you know what? that is real. But overall, the musical is a journey about mental health and grieving, and it can be good and it can also be really bad. So there's that. But also go stream Ben Platt's album that he came out with last year. It is so good. His movie for Dear Evan Hansen might not have been good, but his music is so good. What do you need to know about this fandom? It is basically based on the fact that people think Connor and Evan are gay, even though it is canon that Connor is dead, and canon that they weren't friends before this tiny interaction where Connor signed his cast. But the fan art is banging. Boom, boom, boom. Yay, Connor and Evan. What's their ship name, actually? I should know that. Connor X Evan Hansen. Ship name. Tree Bros. Tree Bros is their nickname? Okay. I'm sad I looked that up. What? Okay. Tree Bros for life. Moving on to Be More Chill. Be More Chill was my personal This shirt is a hand-me-down from my sister, and I was actually so jealous when she had it, because I was like, that is Jeremy's shirt. Jeremy is the main character of this musical, but I was like, that is Jeremy's shirt. Like, that's so similar. It's like a stylish version. I want it. And then it became my hand-me-down, and I'm wearing it today because it still reminds me of this musical. Honestly, the music is incredibly hit or miss. There are some songs in that musical that I want to rip my ears off listening to, but also there are some songs in that musical where I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I knew every single lyric, and then I jam the out. But what's the plot of this musical? Basically, Jeremy is a loser with one friend, though. His name is Michael. He's an icon, and people think Jeremy and Michael are gay. In this musical, they're not. In this fandom, that is a very different story. But Jeremy and Michael are like, oh, we are losers right now, but hey, we're gonna be cool in college. And then Jeremy's like, F it, I'm still a loser. And then he gets bullied by this short, popular bully kid, and his popular bully kid is like, do you want to not be lame anymore? And Jeremy's like, heck yeah, I do. And he's like, take this pill from Japan. And Jeremy's like, okay. And he takes it with Mountain Dew, and then he gets a squip. And a squip is basically a computer in your brain that's like, be cool. Be cool. Stop jerking off. Be cool. And that's what happens. Jeremy the whole time is trying to win over Christine, despite what the fandom says. The fandom is very adamant that him and Michael are actually making out in the closet right now. But Jeremy is after Christine, this girl who does musicals. Why is the cool, popular girl the theater kid? I don't know. It's a refreshing change of pace, but Christine's an icon and completely is just unaware of Jeremy's big, fat, ginormous, middle school horny boy crush on her. And so she's going for this other popular guy, and Jeremy's being forced to make out with this other girl who doesn't deserve what's happening to her. Rich goes crazy, burns down a house, and then stuff happens. Jeremy's dad won't put pants on for some reason, and then Jeremy's like freaking out, and then his dad is like, Michael, we need to help him, but Michael has already been crying in a bathroom because Jeremy abandoned him at a Halloween party, and we've all been there. So Michael's like, no, he's not my friend anymore. And then Jeremy's dad is like, you're gonna be his friend, and Michael's like, you're gonna put on pants, and then I'll be his friend. And then Jeremy's dad puts on pants, and Michael's like, well, shoot. And then Michael goes after Jeremy, saves him at the school play because everyone is getting squipped at the school play because someone got access to the pills and laced everyone's drink. I don't know. People are having a lot of Mountain Dew. But the only thing to stop the squip is Mountain Dew Red, which has been discontinued. But Michael has it. Michael gives Jeremy Mountain Dew Red. He drinks it. No more squip. Happy time. I just realized I've been filming for 20 minutes. It feels like I've been talking for 2. The things you need to know about this fandom: squip is hot? Question mark. The animatics, and Jeremy and Michael are dating? Question mark. Fan art. Fan art. Fan art. This was a very powerful time on the internet. And finally, we've got everyone's favorite 80s high school thriller, Heathers. Heathers is a musical that's basically based on the movie, if you haven't seen that, but it's one girl, Veronica Sawyer. She dresses in blue because that's cool. Veronica is getting into her senior year, and she's like, oh, I don't want to go to senior year, I just want to go to school, and I can be a cool girl in the coffee shop. And then she gets noticed by 3 girls, Heather, Heather, and Heather. Makes sense? Yes. One is red, one is yellow, one is green. The red one's like a big. The yellow one is really sad, and the green one is a sneaky. Veronica also only has one friend, Martha. Martha is so sad and I just want to hug her. But Veronica is great at manipulating her handwriting and forging signatures. So these three girls recognize her for that and then like manipulate her into something, and I don't really know, but they're friends now. So now Veronica's popular. Veronica runs into JD. JD is sad and a psychopath, but Veronica and JD fall in love. They start to murder the people that they don't like and then blame it on suicide, and Veronica's helping by forging the notes left behind and then helping JD kill these people, and like they're getting closer and like, can't we be 17? Let's not kill people anymore. But then they like keep killing people, and like the hierarchy of the Heathers is being shifted because Heather, red Heather, she dies, and so green Heather is like mine now, and then like yellow Heather is like, I want to die, and people are like, no, yellow Heather, don't die, and she's like, okay. And then Martha also wants to die, and Veronica's like, no, Martha, don't die, and she's like, you left me behind, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, JD wants to bomb the school, and so Veronica's like, oh no, don't do that, and Veronica stops him, and JD blows up himself instead of the school. And that's the musical. Was that very poorly explained? Yes. Do I actually remember the plot of Heathers? No. Things to know about this musical. People make JD their uwu soft boy even though he's crazy. There are two like jockey dudes who are like, you make my balls so blue. They're also gay for each other. At least their dads are. Their dads are gay for each other canonically. And Veronica is played by Barrett Wilbur-Reed, and it's iconic, and Barrett Wilbur-Reed actually tore her voice apart this role. This is like an impossible role, I swear to God. I think there is something that might explain the plot a little bit better for you guys though. And this video also introduces us to just what these fandoms and the things created within them looked like back then. And I know it's weird for me to be saying back then, but guys, 2015 was a decade ago. This was almost a decade ago. I'm gonna let you sit with that. Have we processed that? I haven't. Great. But this might better explain not only the Heathers fandom, but what even happened in Heathers.
September 1st, 1989.
Dear Diary, today I couldn't find my diary, so I'm writing this on both of my Kung Fu Panda 2
DVDs.
What is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the f***, dude? Step the f*** up, Kyle.
You.
Welcome to Bible study. We're all children of Jesus. Kumbaya.
You ready to f*** die?
No, yeah, I'm a bad.
You can't kill me.
Miss Keisha.
Miss Keisha. Miss Keisha. Oh my god, she dead.
Oh, sorry, I fell asleep while I was waiting on you to make me a sandwich.
Go back to sleep and starve.
Don't tell your mother. Kiss one another. Die for each other. Why are you running? Why are you running?
Mother trucker.
Trucker, dude. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
You better watch out.
You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
'Cause I just want you for my own.
Please leave me the f*** alone.
And let me see what you have.
A knife! No! Hey, how you doing? Well, I'm doing just fine. I lied, I'm dying inside. I don't know if that explained the plot to you. Honestly, that was chronologically told. And also a side note, I need to do a video on Vines because if you can't tell, I have like everyone memorized. I only consumed Vine compilations as a child on YouTube. That's all that's in here, actually. Now, that was also a form of animatic, and there were so many animators during this time. If you want to know some of the iconic ones, we've got Atlas of the Galaxies, who did a lot of Be More Chill content, if I am remembering correctly. A lot of these people are Be More Chill animators, but that is not shocking. That musical was so iconic. And one of the most iconic animators outside of Zen for this musical was Claudia. I don't know how to say her last name, but oh my gosh, her animatics. Like, everyone who has heard of Be More Chill has seen her animatics. And then of course there is Zen. They also made videos for a lot of the other musicals, so just I love you. If she has ever seen a video of mine, I love you. But summaries aside, what this video is really about is the fandoms of these musicals and how they combined. Now, these fandoms often did cross over in multiple ways, and I'm gonna need to go to the source material for a lot of these videos, which is YouTube. We're digging through the ancient relics here. But I did find a few TikToks that kind of got the vibe of what was going on during this time. One of the most prominent ways I've seen these crossovers is the edits of like them like exchanging musicals, basically. This is so crazy. This is so crazy.
Oh, little cat is going to whine all night. You don't deserve to live. Why not kill yourself? You're half a sedative. Why? I'm like there's no Santa Claus. You're pathetic because you lied. You lied. Your ass is off the team. Go home and bitch and moan. You don't deserve the dream. You're gonna die alone. Die alone. Die alone. Die alone.
So again, that is a founding father, and this song is about a teenage girl having a breakdown in a bathroom. So very different, but okay. Jefferson being the Heather makes so much sense.
You wanna flip up where it give you the feels?
Ram, you disgust me.
Wait, did you discuss me? I'm the quarterback, baby. You can bone me.
Your pickup lines are for girls with half a brain. Some guys say that I'm intense, that I'm insane.
Work.
You really want my 2 cents, you're spewing utter nonsense. So we note of our independence. We hold you to should be irrelevant. Not all dogs are created equal. Do you know our reputation here? We definitely don't need you to be seen as powerful. Work.
Oh, work.
How lucky we are, so young and hot right now. Look around, and how lucky we are, so young and hot right now. History is happening at this stranger, and we just happen to be at the greatest party in the world. At the greatest party in the world.
What?
So I say that I'm intense, that I'm insane. You really want my 2 cents, you're spewing utter nonsense. So we go to our independence. We hold you to should be irrelevant. All dogs are created equal.
Part of me hates how well that was produced. Like, I was getting down with that choreo. As soon as I get back to college, I am walking out with my girls going, look around, how lucky we are, so young and hot right now. Like, that's going to be my anthem. That lyric change is incredibly shallow, yet so impeccable. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, that was Heather's being done off of a song from Hamilton, the Schuyler Sisters. But what is it called? Oh, it's called The Baddest. That's fantastic. You know how like in the edits they'll have the pride flags behind them and it'll be like changed depending on the character? I love how every single character is bisexual. Oh, that's so funny. A lot of the time with this fandom, you'll see like 2 musicals interact more prominently than another one. Here, like Be More Chill and Dear Evan Hansen interact a lot because they have kind of similar vibes, plot lines, characters, and like ships and stuff, and then the cross shipping. And then you got Heather's, which although is in the same time period and doesn't have like a really similar plot line, it's still in like high school and they still can kind of make it work when they cross things. And then you just have Hamilton, which is completely out of left field. A lot of people call this side of the fandom Dear Chill Heathers, and then there's Hamilton. But some people creatively find a way to make all the worlds intersect. For example, the fan comic I saw that has Veronica, Michael, and Evan all in a group project on Alexander Hamilton, and they need to get more information on Alexander Hamilton, and somehow they are transported back in time to talk to Alexander Hamilton. Musical version, of course, not the historical one. That's peak. That's great. That is how you should be using your creative abilities, and nothing. That is the only way you should be using your creative abilities. Being completely transparent with you guys, I would read that fan fiction. Someone write that. If it's already written, send it to me. Before we get off of TikTok, I do want to show you guys the Be More Chill clip. I feel it's only right.
Oh, me, friend. How was class? You look like ass. What's wrong?
Boys? Hey, what does that even mean? I hate the school.
Boyfriends? That changed the internet forever. Also, side note, George Salazar is the original actor for Michael. I was in love with him growing up. I was in love with George Salazar. 1, he's a lot older than me. 2, I'm pretty sure he doesn't swing my way. So, you know, I was infatuated with that man. A very interesting celebrity crush to have. If you ever feel like you need to cry, listen to his cover of Broadway, Here I Come. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, on to YouTube. This is the real source material of all of this. So I'm just gonna show you some videos that would be on your algorithm if you were part of this fandom in 2017. Okay, I didn't know that would be the first video I click on. I just put a bunch of links together. That scared the shit out of me.
I should tell you that I think the name is nice. I rub my nipples and so I love my 10K son. You make my balls so blue. You make my balls so blue. They're hanging sadly.
Come on, go, go. Come on, come on, go, go. I'm waiting for my porno to load. A vintage cassette. Oh. Magic spin. Oh, that is a typical compilation of what you would see. And honestly, I didn't realize how similar TikTok and YouTube are becoming for fandom culture wise. Like TikTok, now that you can post longer videos and you can make it horizontal, like you get the same content. Like that is a compilation that would now be on TikTok, but it was just on YouTube, which makes it more inconvenient for me to show you guys, but it was there. You make my balls so blue.
You make my balls so blue.
Dude!
You hurt them.
It's not planned.
Saw you hanging out with Caitlin yesterday.
Rebecca, is that what you think? I won't hesitate.
Why don't you tell us your name and a fact about yourself? My name's Joe. I hate everyone in here, especially Cindy. She's a whole...
It's summer. I got my hat on backwards and it's time to fucking party.
Michael.
Have a great day, boys.
Bye, dads.
Gay dads.
We'll have tons of sex while you're gone.
We know. Tell us that every day.
I had to guess which character was who because it's just too much. Like all the characters were like, I'm sad. I'm like, that could be any of them. They were all sad, which is why all the middle schoolers loved them. Now, this video is very near and dear to my heart. This is Coley Does Things. Go watch this video, okay? If you need to understand these fandoms, this is where I'm pointing you to. She is my academic source for this video. Coley Does Things has made and still makes so many fandom videos, and she is an icon, and I grew up with this woman. Anyway, if you need to know, here's a basic introduction.
There's a legit fandom for musical theater? Great, I'm so into this. Don't do it. What's wrong? If you know what's good for you, then you'll stay out of that mess. I don't mind Disney musicals. They have great songs. They're pretty good, so I'm gonna give you this fandom. Don't!
Honey, what you waiting for? Welcome to my candy store.
JD is so relatable. He's just super misunderstood. My poor psychopathic baby. Heathers is so cool and savage and edgy. Just like me. You sound just like Veronica.
Heather's reference.
Name a better musical than Heather's. I'll wait. I came as soon as I heard. Angelica! All the way from London? Damn! Hamilton was totally gay for Lawrence. I ship it. I ship it. No. Hamilton for life. What about Jadison? Camber is totally canon. Eliza and Mariah Reynolds. What? I had this high school interview where John and Alex are running for student council together, and Angelica is their intersectional feminist secretary. But Eliza keeps on trying to break up lambs, and it's so depressing. No, you can't do that. Eliza's a cinnamon roll. No. Nothing will ever beat Hamilton. You can count on that. Sorry, guys, but dear Evan Hansen's best. Evan is the most precious boy in the entire universe, and I will protect him until the day I die.
I lived through this.
Who do you ship Evan with? Jared.
I lived through this.
Idiot, he's in love with Connor. Well, at least Jared's alive. You take that back. Okay, so let me get this straight. You ship Evan with Connor, even though Connor is dead. and even when Evan explicitly stated that he's not gay and has a thing for Connor's sister.
What's your point?
Guys, I have to ask, I know you all really liked Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton and Heathers, but have you seen any other musicals?
Nope. What's the point? Nothing will ever beat those musicals.
It seems like someone doesn't appreciate Dear Heathers and Hamilton. Be more chill. Sincerely me.
Holy no! No!
I'm just saying, you can't take a handful of musicals and think it represents the entirety of Broadway, you know?
Kill the non-believer!
Heather's reference? Jesus! And now, I'm in the bathroom. God, I hope they don't find a way to get in here.
Uh-oh.
Michael in the
No!
Michael in the bathroom at a party. No, you can't come in.
Well, since you're stuck in here, do you wanna read my crossover fic of Be More Chill, Dear Evan Hansen, Heathers, and Hamilton? It takes place at a high school with a glee club. Oh, no!
Oh,
You guys
God.
know nothing about musical theater, okay?
And that was the most accurate depiction of these fandoms ever. Yeah, I lived through that. The cinnamon roll comments, I'll throw up, I can't go back. I lived through that. I'm a survivor. Also, previous video, we heard about a crossover fanfiction, and you might think those don't actually exist. So here's this crossover fanfiction I found. Let's just read the first few paragraphs. This is Dear Mean Chill Hamilton Heathers, first chapter, the first day of school. Connor POV. Connor, a sweet voice said. It was Evan. He had spent the night. Oh God, okay. Yeah, we're already getting into this. Wake up, we have to go to school. I groaned and I got up to take a shower. I got out of the shower and Evan was practically dragging me to school. I saw 3 girls in pink, blue, and yellow clothes. I wonder who that is. They looked related. The girls in green, I can't. The girl in pink sang Angelica, the blue Eliza, and the yellow yelled and jumped in between them and Peggy. Weird. Yeah, if I saw that at high school, I would also think that's very weird. I headed to the printing room as I wrote a letter to myself. Evan says it'll help with anxiety and self-esteem, so ... Dear Connor Murphy, today should be an okay day. You know why? My boyfriend... My boyfriend Evan is here with me and has most of my classes with me. That's awesome. I didn't get called gay yet, so that's a start. Sincerely me. I headed back to the halls. More groups of 3 and girls. Gretchen, Karen, and Regina. Dude, the mean girls are in this too. Crazy switch up. King George's POV. What? I should not read Gretchen, Karen, and Regina, followed by King George's POV. My friend, JD, is so much like me. I can't. What is... Okay, we hugged each other. You're the only thing right about this broken world, I said. Now, we may have looked weird in the hallway hugging, but if Alex and John can do it, so can we. I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love, I sang. We will burn the world down, JD saying. That? Wow. Okay. Wow. Jeremy POV. I had to separate from Michael as the bell rang. I had history. Mrs. Devil was telling us about Lin-Manuel Miranda and the US Revolution. It was boring. I was sitting next to Connor. He was talking to the boy with the cast. This guy named Alex wouldn't stop writing. I wonder who that is. Finally, the teacher gave us some free time to talk. I heard Aaron asking Alex, why do you write like you needed to survive? A boy next to Aaron just shook his head and said, don't start things. High school is whack and I don't have my player 1 to have my back right now. Can't wait till lunch. And that's the end of the first chapter. I'm gagged. That was insane. Wow. King George's POV really took me out. That was crazy. This whole thing reminds me of first day at gay high school. I hope they don't find out I'm straight. Who's the straight person though? Eliza, I guess? First day at gay high school. I hope they don't find out I'm straight. I loved that for us. I think that's enough for you guys to know what this felt like. That was insane. insane. If you guys had any experience in this fandom, let me know. Love to hear about it. If I missed anything, any fandom drama, also let me know. Maybe I'll make a part 2 and dive even deeper into these crazy things. And if you guys have any fandoms that you want me to take a look at, also feel free to let me know. Guess where you can do that? You can type all of that in the comments below. And while you're down there, you can hit the like button. And while you're down there, you can hit the subscribe button. The majority of my viewers are not subscribed, so I think we should fix that. Please, it'd be so awesome if you subscribed. I forgot to do a subscribe call to action at the beginning of this video, so this is me doing it twice at the end of the video. Subscribe. Please. And if you want to follow any of my other socials, they are somewhere on this screen. And yeah, this was a super fun video to film, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I love you. Bye. I don't think I want to know what it would be like if Glee existed at the same time as this. Imagine a Glee episode about these fandoms. Kurt and Blaine would definitely sing 17. That would definitely happen.